Hello friends, again coming back with a new concept, that is your consumer's equilibrium. Let me notify what is the literary terms of this consumer's equilibrium. It is a separate concept that it is a human psychology, based on human psychology, that I am going to discuss in detail with different type of examples. Before that, I am going to discuss some of the basic concepts of the consumer's equilibrium and what are the approaches are there. Different approaches to measure this consumer's equilibrium are there. What are those measures? First, we start from the term, literary meaning, the consumer. Who is a consumer? Who is a consumer? I, you, any other one? Each and every one is a consumer. Even one institution, one organization, one production unit, each and every one is a consumer. Means those who consumes goods and services are treated as the consumer. Let me define the statement. Consumer is one. A consumer is one who consumes goods and services. What he consumes? Goods and services, or maybe the commodity. Because commodity, it is written in economics, because commodity means it is the combination of goods, services, or anyone. Goods and services. A commodity consumer is one who consumes goods and services. For what purpose? What is the purpose? To satisfy the wants. To satisfy the wants of the consumer. Services to satisfy the wants. This is the statement of the consumer. The definition or meaning you can say. Consumer is one who consumes goods and services to satisfy the wants. In order to satisfy the wants of each and every consumer or individual, maybe the institution, maybe the organization, because it is not only consumer, not only the individual or the person. It whoever maybe the consumes goods and services, this is known as the consumer. The definition is telling a consumer is one who consumes goods and services to satisfy the wants. This is the meaning of the consumer. The first basic concept. Now, let me discuss about want. It is a desire. It is the desire with sufficient purchasing capacity, that is known as want. Want means it is the desire. It is the desire or the expectation. Desire or expectation with sufficient purchasing capacity. Purchasing capacity. If I am having the income with 30,000 and I am expecting to purchase one scooter, I can able to purchase because it is within my paying capacity. That's why it is the want. It is my want. This is my want. Similarly, you can have the want with sufficient purchasing power. It is in term of want. Now, let me discuss some other concepts relating to this consumer's equilibrium. First of all, we'll discuss what the concepts relating to this consumer's equilibrium. Then we'll go to the concept in detail. Now, the concept is utility. What does this utility mean? The utility means it is the want satisfying power of a particular commodity. Suppose I am using this marker Suppose I am using any product, any item, any goods, any services, and out of that use I am getting some satisfaction, maybe the benefit, and that satisfaction or benefit is termed as the utility. This is the one satisfying power of a particular commodity. I can write here, it is the one satisfying power of a commodity. Commodity means it is both goods and services or anyone, or goods, either goods or service. So commodity, any item who can satisfy our want, that is known as the utility. It is a general term, I think most of you are using in your day-to-day life. This utility means it is the one satisfying power of a particular commodity. Now let me discuss another term, that is util. Remember, util. What is this util refers? Util means it is the unit to measure the utility. Unit to measure the utility means what satisfaction you are deriving by consuming any goods or any services or both can be measured according to some approaches. I will be discussing those approaches later on. According to some approaches, the satisfaction what we derive from different consumption of goods or services can be measured in terms of util. It is assumed. It is not SI unit like your centimeter, meter, maybe the kilometer, maybe the kilogram, liter. These are not the SI unit. This is what assumed unit, that we can assume the utility derived from particular consumption or commodity consumption in terms of util. It is on the basis of some assumptions. This is known as the util. Now let me discuss about two concepts, total utility and marginal utility. The meaning, total utility means total satisfaction derived from consumption of different units of the commodity. Suppose I will be consuming number of units of a particular commodity, say sweet, rasgulla you can say. Suppose I am consuming 5 number of rasgullas, and that 5 number of rasgullas whatever I am consuming is giving some of the satisfaction from each and every unit of the consumption. Means first unit suppose I am consuming, I am getting some level of satisfaction. Second unit I am consuming, I am getting some level of consumption. Third unit, fourth unit, fifth unit. That means I am adding some of the satisfaction to my total satisfaction, and some total of satisfaction in term as your total utility. It is noted as TU, total utility. Can be expressed sum total utility derived by the consumption of commodity in different units. Means sum total of utility derived by the consumption of a commodity in different units. From different units, the consumer is consuming different levels of satisfaction. If we will add all together, you will get this total utility in terms of TU, total utility. Now, let me discuss about another concept, marginal utility. Marginal utility. Written as MU, marginal utility. I think marginal term is very familiar to you. It is based on this disguised unemployment. I think all of you are having certain concept in your mind. Marginal productivity of additional labor is zero. Marginal productivity means additional productivity of extra labor is zero. Marginal means additional. So here marginal utility means what? Additional utility derived from consumption of one more unit of the commodity. Here you can define additional utility derived from consumption of additional unit of the commodity. Means here I am going to consume suppose 5 rasgullas, as I am giving the example, and from that 5 rasgullas, first unit suppose I derive 20 utils, and the second unit I am deriving 18 utils. That means additional 18 utils, the total utility become 38. This is the total utility and this is the marginal utility. First unit consumption I am getting 20 utils. Here total utility is 20, and second unit I am deriving 18 utils, and total it will become 38 because 20 plus 18 is equal to 38. So this additional utility 18 utils is the marginal utility. It is derived from consumption of second unit. So any additional utility derived from additional unit of the consumption is based on this marginal utility concept. So this is all about this marginal utility. Marginal utility. Now let me discuss about indifference curve. Indifference curve. In some approaches, we are measuring the utility not on the basis of the utils derived from different units of the commodity consumption. Rather, we are ranking them on the basis of the ordinal approach, or ordering the number, ranking the number, and that based on this indifference curve. Indifference curve, it is the locus of all the possible bundles of two goods, possible bundles of two goods which provide same level of satisfaction to the consumer. That I am going to discuss in diagrammatically, because it is on the basis of the indifference curve I am going to discuss in detail the properties of indifference curve and how the indifference curves looks like So in detail I will be discussing here. You just remember only the indifference curve. It is one concept. Indifference curve means it is the locus of all the possible bundles of two goods. Means we are assuming a consumer is consuming only two goods based on the ranking, based on the preference, and based on the preference theory. Possible bundle of two goods which provides same level of satisfaction to the consumer. That means at all points on that particular PPC curve will provide same satisfaction to the consumer. For example, in diagrammatically we can say here, this is suppose x-axis and this is y-axis, and the PPC, the indifference curve is look like this what convex to origin, and this convex to origin means each and every level of part satisfaction at all level of points of satisfaction provides same level of satisfaction. Suppose x commodity is consumed, y commodity is consumed by the consumer, so this IC represents the indifference curve, and the points A, B, C, D, E are representing different bundles of commodities which provides same level of satisfaction to the consumer. I will be discussing in detail in separate topic about the indifference curve. Okay, now this is on the basis of the preference theory in another approach. So this is all about the different concepts relating to the consumer's equilibrium. Now I am discussing here how many approaches are there to measure this consumer's equilibrium. There are majorly two approaches to measure the consumer's equilibrium. Number one, approaches cardinal utility approach, and number two, ordinal utility approach. These are the two approaches to measure the concepts that consumer's equilibrium means. It is a state of rest. Equilibrium means it is a state of rest. Equilibrium means a state of rest. Means from that particular consumption level there is no way to change the consumption by the consumer. So this is all about different concepts relating to the consumer's equilibrium. Now in the next video clip I will be sending you the approaches, cardinal utility approach and the ordinal utility approach in separate entities. I think all of you enjoy this video. Thank you and wait for the next video.